new game fire.
Oh God.
Is that the start?
Yeah,
Really?
it started. No, it's not called that. Welcome to episode 5 and the first episode of 2011 of Ready Game Fire. Here with me is Jamie Rathbone. I'm not from Liverpool, I'm from near Liverpool. Don't call me Liverpudlian.
Just outside the city in a cardboard box. That's where I live, where I used to live.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
I moved on. I'm above that now.
Yeah, moved on and you've become a southerner.
Yeah.
I would.
Nice, thanks.
Also, we have Ready Game Fire regular, unlike his bowels, which are irregular, Stephen Edwards.
Hello. I don't know what to say. I've got nothing.
You happy with that intro?
My bowels.
I'd say that's pretty
are my
accurate.
own-
Well, sometimes you
my
poo a
own
lot.
Personal.
Sometimes you poo a lot, and sometimes you don't go for
I eat a lot of fibre.
weeks.
I eat a lot of fibre.
Yeah,
I've been
paper.
monitoring your bathroom usage.
I've been
That episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
three times today. haven't I? Really.
Oh,
Paper doesn't
that
count
time
as
again. And that other friendly voice that you can hear isn't Casper, the friendly ghost. It's Mike. Da 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 da. I've got the power. How you doing, Mike?
Wicked!
Good. Excellent.
like
Enthusiasm.
the power.
That's what we need.
Yeah, I'm bam on it. Great to be back and psyched up
Yeah. It's
with, I don't know, drink.
It's been too long, old friend.
Long old friend. I haven't seen you since episode 2.
On for a while, yeah.
Yeah. And Jamie, it's nice to meet you finally.
Yeah. Nice
Yeah,
meeting
man.
you.
It's really good. It's good to hear the voice with the face.
There's so many people who work here at the Ready Game Fire offices that you may not ever meet. You know,
It's like
someone.
a miniature city.
It's true enough.
It's true, I got lost just getting here.
It's like the sprawl
Sprawl?
from Dead Space 2.
Oh, well, we'll get up to that later, won't we?
So, what's everyone been playing? Games, right? Excellent. We're axing that. Moving on. That's gone. That is gone.
Pretty standard feature in
thank
podcasts.
God.
Gaming podcasts.
Yeah, sorry guys, it's gone. I know, but because we're going to be more organic, we can just work in what we've been playing like professionals and not sound like 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
Since we're on the subject, I've been playing Mario Galaxy.
Thank
That and Minecraft and... Yeah,
Jamie,
We're not doing this.
we're not doing the feature.
I've been
So I'm sorry, that feature's gone. If you want it back, email in.
Just
Or
out
just
of
email
curiosity,
in.
what
Or just email in. How about emailing in?
Just
I'm talking to you, listener. Well, basically, gentlemen and ladies who are listening. All those sexy lady listeners that we got. Oh,
That'll get you fired.
how you doing? That'll get me ready, game fired.
Ready.
From here,
Yeah.
I'm the CEO, bitch.
Yeah, but CEOB. Arch.
Today's episode is essentially an extended secondhand news / releases section because we've been away for ages. Apologies for the extended delay. Certain personnel here at Ready Game Fire Towers let me down. I've had them killed. You won't be hearing Kai Connolly's voice ever because I've had him killed. Because I've had him
I think it's about
killed.
the 5th time he's been mentioned. Mentioned every episode.
Yeah, it's the last time
He's a fascinating figure.
because I've had him killed.
Wow. Rough.
Let's kick it off with the fact that Duke Nukem Forever has taken forever, but it's actually coming out. Does anyone here care about Duke Nukem?
I'm excited for it because I think I wasn't born. I was born, but I was young when it was announced. In what, 1995? Yeah, it was 95.
97.
Yeah.
96.
So I mean, it's one of those things only because of the kind of legacy.
You are older than 14.
I'm not. I'm young. I'm a young happy chappy
Who looks old?
who looks old.
You're a year younger than me, and I'm old.
All right, so I'm oldish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think with Duke Nukem, it's because it's got this legacy to it now. It's just exciting just to actually try and see what the hell's going to come out of this giant mess that's taken so long to force it out.
Well, unfortunately, what's probably going to come out of it is just a standard first-person shooter.
I don't think it's going to be bad, which is...
I'm not saying it's
I
going to
think
be
it
bad.
will be bad.
You reckon it will?
I reckon it'll be Quake 4 bad.
Who were the guys who took up
Well, unfortunately,
board the game? What are the developers?
Gearbox, not Gearbox.
don't ask questions we don't have answers
Yeah,
Gearbox.
it is Gearbox.
And they made Borderlands.
They made
which is
Borderlands,
good.
but this isn't their own. Borderlands is good because it's fresh
It's
and original.
gonna be
This
like-
is just trying to reinvent an old hag.
What I'm saying is at least it will be competent. It's not going to be
Yeah,
like
yeah,
It'll
absolute
have
bumbling
the
shambles.
same weapons as in 3D. So you'll get the freeze ray and the shrink ray, and that'll be alright. There'll be Duke smart arse lines, and I bet it won't even look that great because like they fucked around with it so long. That
Don't have
the
time
engine
to play with
won't be
myself.
anything compared to like Crisis 2 or whatever the hell's coming out this year.
Where is it?
So it's gonna be. I'll be shocked if it's anything other than like a 5 out of 10 game, to be honest. And obviously everyone's gonna be so harsh to it. I'd like to think they'll give it the same treatment they gave Gran Turismo 5, but they probably won't.
So that's just scathing, unabashed, and just completely relentless abuse
Yeah.
of your beautiful
Does
game.
anyone really care? Like, people go, oh, it's coming out, but no one... People stop giving a shit. At least... I'd say 2000 was the last time people were a little bit...
Yeah.
Yeah, they
"Ooh,
probably
Duke Nukem
they
Forever."
probably care again though now, don't they?
No.
Some guy on the
They
internet. has,
might pretend they care, but they don't really care.
some guy on the internet's still got his pre-order receipt from when he ordered it.
Oh, wow.
In 1997
Is that valid?
or whatever. I'd like to know if that was valid or not. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but it was
Some
probably
guy in
more
America.
expensive.
I
wasn't
remember...
Due to the economics and stuff, it probably only covers about a quarter of the game in today's dollars. Ugh.
Pounds. Yeah, I think people only, if anything, it's morbid curiosity just to see what the hell it's going to be like. So yeah, count me in.
Well, I know what it's going to be like. I saw screenshots in...
The trailer's out, isn't it?
Well, I
Yeah.
saw screenshots in the 1997 edition of PC Zone. They actually did have... Same issue, they reviewed Quake 2, I think. And,
Yeah.
look, brilliant.
Yeah.
Then, like,
Wow.
The strobe lighting in some of those levels. Wow.
They
And
had water in the game.
So...
Wow.
Whatever the end product is, even if 3D Realms was still helming it, you can't live up to a 12-year development cycle
Uh-uh.
unless you're
I don't think
StarCraft 2.
anyone- Does anyone expect a great deal from it though?
No, this is the thing. Unfortunately, you know, we've seen the trailer.
So it's not going to
and
disappoint.
I
it's there.
think it's already disappointed by being announced it's actually coming out.
Yeah,
It was
maybe.
better
Yeah.
when it wasn't coming out. It was this great thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, Duke Nukem Forever." Now it's like it's out. I was like, oh, that's
I think it's
really?
actually just been a very, very, very smart marketing strategy
By-
because it's called Duke Nukem Forever, and they've deliberately put it off for all these years.
Activision would have churned out about 8 Duke Nukems in the last 8 years.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
And
So that's what you say.
Have you seen the money involved in Activision at first-person shooters?
Yeah,
No,
but
I haven't seen any of it.
No, yeah.
Wow.
I was in a dime. Money is the root of all good things. So you know.
That's true enough.
Yeah.
Oh, capitalism.
Is getting a web series. Did you guys see that trailer that was
Looked brilliant.
I
kind
did
of
indeed.
leaked last year?
Well,
That turned out to be a pitch to movie studios to make a movie.
Hold the phone. Was that the awesome Mortal Kombat one with like amateur effects, but it looked actually very good?
Yeah, and Jax
That's Street Fighter.
Jax was interviewing
Ah man,
who-
yeah, that was
who-
brilliant.
Who you found out spoilers to be Scorpion, and it looked amazing, and it's been commissioned for a web series.
Genius.
So,
A web series, though.
well, it'll be like the recent Alan Partridge's. It'll be regular episodes, but they'll be available on the web. Which I know, I feel like when stuff only comes out on the web, it feels slightly devalued because it's like, oh, this isn't on TV. But I mean, everyone's got access to it.
Surely Sky 3 snap it up or something like that, or Bravo.
If it's as half as good as Mortal Kombat Conquest,
Conquest, yeah. Oh, Conquest was... Did any of you guys watch Conquest?
No.
Kong Leo was the main character. Didn't have a hat. Just an Oriental guy
The fucking grit of it.
with no hat.
Can I don't want to
Scorpion was just a family man.
I know.
ruin it for anyone.
I know what Steve's going to say.
Sub-Zero was an ice cream man.
I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but if you haven't watched Mortal Kombat Conquest, you're probably never going to watch
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Spoiler for us, mate.
It's the first and only show I've ever seen which had the cojones
Yeah.
to end.
Grapefruits, if you will.
Yeah, the grapefruit, yeah, to end with the goodies losing, and all of them except for Raiden getting killed, and Raiden was enslaved by Shao Kahn.
Jeez.
And then that day I discovered,
It's revolutionary.
no, you're like, oh, you're always thinking beforehand.
Pushing
It's going to be
boundaries.
interesting if someone tried that, but no, it was really, really disappointing. You can't have God knows how many episodes leading up all this epic battle, and then they just fuck it up at the end.
It was probably axed, though, wasn't it? It was probably cancelled, so they went,
Axe it in style.
Yeah.
But all I know is that, yeah, I always imagined how good it would be, a show which just sort of went like that, and yeah, it was really, really disappointing.
Well, you like The Wire, Steve, and you like Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Put your hands together.
Yeah,
So I've never been on Mortal Kombat, but it does look really good. It's really high production values, considering it was just like a pitch, that trailer thing.
Yeah. Also, in the trailer was Jerry Ryan, also known as 7 of 9, as Sonya Blade, but it's doubtful that she'll be in the series. But I can always dream,
I got none of that.
and I regularly do.
So I understood none of that.
Jerry, oh,
You
right.
don't know who 7 and 9 is?
No.
Star Trek Voyager?
No.
Treat yourself when you get home. Type into
With a little download.
Googly.
Is that what you call it?
Googly.
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 It's good.
Uh,
She's good. Fit.
We're going to interrupt the news because the news is the episode this week with Jamie's Indie News. That feature will be given a better name. At the moment, though, it's Jamie's Indie News.
News from India?
Oh, he's got all the Indian news.
Interrupting news with news.
News and news.
Overflowing with news. Bring me over.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an emergency broadcast.
Yeah, so there's not much happening really.
Oh, cool.
I'm
cool.
joking. There's plenty happening. Yeah. There's a little thing on the Indie Fund.
What's that?
A load of indie developers got together and sort of put a chip load of money in for up and coming, even more indie developers.
The indie developers are helping the indie developers are helping the sub indie developers.
That's how it's working. Yeah.
What about the developers below that? Who's helping them?
It's us, isn't it?
Yeah, that is us.
Arsing around.
Don't even make the games.
Yeah.
You're an indie developer, aren't you, Jamie?
In a sense. Well, I haven't actually sold any games yet, so no.
But
Not
listeners,
We didn't say you're a successful indie developer. We just said indie developer.
Yeah, there you go.
keep Jamie Rathbone's name in your mind, listeners, because one day he'll be making something amazing.
So yeah, they're funding the winners of a competition, and they'll be announced at the Game Developers Conference. Jonathan Blow has contributed to it.
Of course, yeah.
Personal hero of yours, Steve.
Yeah,
Creator of Braid.
he's a great man.
That game company.
Cut.
Make Flower.
Oh yeah, they're involved in this, aren't they?
Yeah.
Flower is one of my personal favourite
good
games
array
of, in fact, all time. Just so you know, there we go.
I've not really got much else on that, to be honest. Yeah, the awards are coming up. The RGF Awards.
Brilliant.
Minecraft has been nominated for 3.
The RGF Awards.
Yeah,
The
Independent
RG
Game
wow.
Festival.
That's very close, isn't it? Oh,
The
no.
IGF. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about our awards.
Independent Game Festival.
So what date's that happening then?
We've already done our awards.
Game of the year.
It's February 28th to March 4th, Mike.
Brilliant.
In
Good.
San
Well,
Francisco.
I think we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, and
The
Minecraft
IGF.
is up for the Seamus McNally Grand Prize, which is like the big sort of overall thing. It's also up for technical excellence
Yeah.
and excellence in design.
The outstanding award for achievement in the field of excellence.
Yeah.
Is a
This
genuine gaming award.
And also, I'm going to steal a bit of your thunder, Steve.
Oh.
Indie patch note news.
Whoa, what the? So even the indie guys are getting on the whole patch culture, eh?
You know, this patch stuff only started a few weeks ago, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. When did this indie patch news start? That's
Right now, as of now.
infringed.
Yeah.
Personal. Yeah,
I'm
right.
not happy, but
Let's hear it.
So there's a game come out called Magica. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it.
I've heard of Magic.
I've heard of
Yeah.
it.
The
You
Gathering.
mentioned it to me earlier today.
Yeah, it's coming out on PS3 and Xbox.
Oh, I'm in.
It's
I'm
out on Steam right now, and it's been released in like a terrible state. You can't get into any games with
like
friends.
Nebraska.
So they're patching it, are they?
Yeah, and they promise to patch it every 24 hours.
Take
They've
that,
stayed
Nebraska.
true to that promise.
it's
The game's really
work.
good though. I don't want to like dissuade you from the game. It's really good.
What's the game called?
Magica.
Magic Air.
Magic with a KA on the end. Anyway, that's all I've got for indie news. Bit
Oh,
bit
you got it.
underwhelming.
It's good. It's good. Now what you need
It's
to
not
do
worthy
is
of a clap.
no.
It's very much an indie feature at the minute.
Now-
It's
now
gonna
what-
be polished. I'm gonna patch it
It
next time I'm on.
needs a name.
It does.
Independent boning.
Independent boning.
Independent boning. Good work, Mike.
That's not settled, is it? Surely.
Independent boning.
Right, okay. Hopefully we change that. We'll come back with a better name for that one.
Jamie, that's the name of your feature.
Independent boning. What? I think it's good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Sound like some pervy.
Good. Introduce it now that you've read it back in.
So yeah, nice work, Jamie. Bravo.
Cheers, thanks.
Good boning there. Up. Yeah.
Nice noises, Chris.
Thanks. Yeah, so it's news / what's come out and stuff. It's a very catchy feature. Little Big Planet 2 has come out.
Yes.
It was delayed, now it's out.
Yes.
Maybe it should have been delayed a little bit longer.
Yeah, there's been some pretty big problems with LBP2's online play and apparently single player, where an infinitely loading screen will stick you forever until you turn off your console. So
Now we've been playing. We've tried to play online, and Steve Edwards, who should be seated here,
I'm here.
he got stuck at the infinite loading screen a lot more than anyone else. So possibly it's related to your NAT type, or so basically the crux is that we were trying to play online and Steve did his best to ruin it.
He really did.
And blamed it on Media Molecule,
Yeah.
the lovely.
Developers of Little Big
It's more to
Planet.
do with your internet being comprised of a tin can and string, isn't it? Your
With a
internet
monkey
connection.
just banging a spoon on it.
That is
So this was bad.
unheard of.
and
Launched
an attack from all angles.
I
But no,
I'll defend myself. We've played 2. It's a pile of garbage.
hey,
there you go.
I've been so
I'm
impressed.
suspecting they're working on a tin can and a piece of straw. Whatever they are, what I've seen from that game.
Well, I made it.
Magica.
Yeah.
Patched every 24 hours.
That game is freaking awesome. Little Big Planet 2 just came out a week and a half ago, and it's been excellent. It's been a beautiful step up from the first
It might
one.
be, for me, the new Demon's Souls.
What's that? You just can't progress.
I want to love it. It hates me. Every
Yeah.
time I can turn on the game, it's crashing.
What was bad, and the reason why I brought this up when we were playing, is that we'd forget about poor Steve in his loading,
Yeah.
and we were playing Piggy in the Middle, and Steve's listening to us on his loading screen, and we're going, but it's easy to forget about your friend stuck at the loading screen when
Yeah.
you're having such fun. So it was great fun, but I did feel a little bit bad for Steve. And
Yeah, it was tempered slightly, but
Steve Edwards.
I think it's doing pretty well so far. From the sales so far, it seems to have done very well, which is a good start.
Can I bring this up? You mentioned this earlier. I don't think the sales have been that great. 400,000 in the first week.
First day.
Not first day.
Yeah, it
Its
was-
first week sales were
No.
400,000.
Yeah, and you go.
I think it's in the middle. I don't think it's first week. I certainly don't think it's first
It only
day
goes up to
either.
22nd though. The VG charts counter.
400,000 is not enough.
No, that's true. I mean, it's a
I haven't bought it yet, so.
it's a glorious game that.
You should get it.
You're stuck on Galaxy 1, ain't you? God knows
I'm
what
in the
platform
past,
you're
mate,
on
I'm in
to
the
next.
past.
But Mike himself said to me the other day that 1 had a load of internet problems when it came out,
did,
as you
yeah.
would with such a game that does so much community-wise. Also, the value of LBP2 is only going to increase the more incredible levels are churned out, and there are good levels, and you can find them.
I think the one thing I can say for it is I've already put a lot of time into it, just playing the single player and community levels. Haven't even started making my own stuff yet, and I'm just, it's
We
just a
tried
brilliant
out,
game.
like the
There's a ninja rope in it.
There is, yeah.
the website thing where you can
I
see
haven't
people's
yet.
levels. You're not
No.
tried out.
But that's
That's
I've
pretty
seen it.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of they've really redone their community, finding levels, making it easy accessible and still adorable. Because
You can like queue it up from your phone and stuff.
What's
like,
this website? Tell us about this website thing,
I
Joe.
think it's littlebigplanet.me.
lbp.me. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
get it from the game, inside the game. You can do it outside of the game. You can do it right now if you want. While
Don't
you're
do it.
listening.
Browse levels,
Don't.
queue them
Nah,
up.
just stop this crap.
Carry on
Go
listening. Carry on listening.
I would
Because this is better than...
No, anything with Sackboy in it is amazing. He is by far the cutest
Sackboy
game character ever.
Sackboy supports us 100%.
Yeah.
That's what
I
he told
don't
me.
want to be Captain Negative.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yes, you do.
And I do really like. I love Little Big Planet 1.
No, you
Little Big
don't.
Planet 2 is clearly brilliant. But, and there's always a but.
No, it was a blast, especially with Big Butt Steve.
It's it feels so similar. Single player levels. There's new bouncy things and stuff, and there's new. But
Ninja
like
ropes.
I said to you a few days ago when we first played it, it's like it doesn't feel that those added things don't feel that much different to what the added packs were with the Metal Gear Solid pack in Little Big Planet. They're not like huge. And then like the first bit, I was playing and it did feel really similar. It felt like
It was the
there was a
training
whole
level.
extra bit of the first one I didn't notice, and I'm just playing that.
But, like I said, as time goes on, you're going to get some incredible community levels
Yeah.
and games that use top-down levels, more rhythm, shooty. I mean, let's not forget, we stumbled across that first-person shooter level in the beta, which was pretty outstanding.
yeah, it was good.
So, I mean, I think
rebuild those.
the tools are there. They haven't been used yet, but they will be. But I could be wrong, and it is quite similar.
I think I think one of the defining
Cover
things
all
that
the
makes it a great sequel is that if you spend any time trying to create something or playing the first one, if you get a little bit further into the story, you suddenly sit there and go, I can't believe I'm playing Little Big Planet and I'm riding a mouse around a racetrack and flying a dragonfly up a wall.
Pretty
and-
standard day for me, carry on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, next Tuesday. It's one of those things I think defines a good sequel is that feeling that wow, I'm playing this game, the same franchise, but suddenly it has changed in this really significant way. And
I'm not doubting that.
No, no, yeah, you
later
just
on
need to
in
get
the
there,
game,
man.
But we're talking.
We'll get
we
there.
are talking initial first.
Yeah, initial first
like the
impression, yeah, push
they had
past
the
that,
same
yeah.
kind of intro. It was
Yeah,
a bit more
definitely, yeah.
exciting, but it was still
Yeah, I agree.
kind of the same thing.
But it's wicked.
And Ninja Ropes are great, and like I said to Mike, I know they're not called ninja ropes. What are they called?
Grappling hooks.
Yeah, and so there's going to be some great Spider-Man levels
If
down
there's not already,
down the track.
we need to get on that, and I suggest everyone listening go out and buy Little Big Planet 2 and a PlayStation 3. Buy another PlayStation 3 because I have two, and it's really good fun.
Might crash on you.
Right, it's £4.
By the way, listeners, Mike is PlayStation man.
PlayStation man.
I don't think that was
I've
clarified.
been hiding it. I'm not afraid anymore. Bring it.
Not afraid anymore.
Come on, throw something anti-PlayStation
He's
at me.
got a Sackboy t-shirt, and he's dressed a little bit like Nathan Drake as well.
What, with trousers and a shirt on?
So I'm just going with Mac.
Now, Mike hasn't shown this to you two guys, but he's got a full bust of Nathan Drake on his shoulders
Oh wow.
as a tattoo.
Mike has
Well, this is embarrassing.
redesigned his car that he drives to look like a Wipeout vehicle, and that's what he drives to work. That's how obsessed he is with Sony PlayStation thing.
Mike wears all black contact lenses in his eyes to simulate the kind of feeling you get when you stare into the eyes of Uncharted characters. Mike,
When Mike jumps,
Okay.
he sort of floats. Like Sackboy.
sometimes he gets stuck in the scenery.
Yeah, and at least I don't break my leg when I land. There we go.
Now listen, I don't know why you try to deny the dead eye thing,
Because those eyes are emotive.
they're emotive for black goo as much as black goo can emote. I was not bringing up that you like PlayStation to encourage an attack, but one has come along anyway. I was really enjoying Little Big Planet 2 until I saw that guy I know, Jay's head pop up, and then I took it to the shop to get a refund.
Early on as well.
If you're listening, Jay, thanks for ruining my time there with the game. Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for help making it as well.
Although, Chris, you have...
He didn't make it!
He did, he made Sackboy.
He's IT.
Infinitely tall?
Just a virtual janitor.
It's a good description.
VT.
Little Big Planet 2
We're still on that shit.
for PlayStation 3 was knocked off the top spot by Dead Space 2.
Wow. Well,
Bomb.
rightly so.
Available for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and PC.
Another game I've cheaped out on.
Hmm?
Another game I've cheaped out on buying. I'm gonna wait for that one. It's £27 on Zavi.
Well, you're still
That's not bad,
you still need to finish one, so take
Yeah,
your time. Take your time.
No,
finish
you
it.
don't. That's my new theory.
Okay.
Based on absolutely nothing.
Here's Ready Game Fire correspondent Annie O'Brien with hands-on impressions of Dead Space 2.
There's definitely some monsters in you.
Thanks, Annie.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely terrifying.
Brilliant.
Obviously, like the first game, which is one of my favourite of recent times. It's amazing. If you know Dead Space 1, the opening is pretty terrifying because you're defenceless,
The opening's absolutely brilliant.
and they up that into fantastic. Dead Space 2 is back with all the atmosphere and intense startling from the first. It's more of the same. I'm in chapter 2, so I haven't got so far to see anything remarkably different. People who have listened to episodes before know my standpoint on sequels, though. It doesn't need to break the mold if it's doing everything right that the first game did, because people essentially want more. You're not talking about another film, which cannot be the same to the extent that game sequels are. I don't think. With games, you can more or less do more of the same without it being such a huge deal. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's a bigger deal because you're interacting with two different ways, and if both those ways are the same, i.e. how it looks and feels and how it plays, then you're suddenly repeating yourself in two different ways, whereas a film, if it repeats itself, it's just one different way.
Something I noticed it was different and it was pretty cool. It's a bit confusing as well, is that in the previous one, You got on a train at the end of each chapter, loading screen, next chapter coming, blah blah blah. This one, literally,
Seamless.
only when we saved
that's
was
what
it
I
like,
love.
Chris was like, we're in chapter 2. It's like, wait a minute. Actually, no moment is it. It's so cool.
The terror doesn't stop. It just keeps on coming.
The
Which, in a way, is
Uncharted
bad.
2 effect.
I used to love the train because it was all quiet.
Yes,
and you-
it's a safe. It was like the typewriter music from Resident Evil of old. You
music.
felt safe.
Another thing,
So they've taken all the safety. They've taken that last bit of safety away. Have they? That's
Gone.
Oh god.
I read this in a review and I thought I'd just pass it off as my own. So,
The ready
if you
game
want to
file
edit
away.
this, opinion I had on Dead Space 2 was that I really like the way early on they just pretty much make you as powerful as you are in the first one. It's
Oh,
like, they don't muck around and
Yeah, fair enough.
Metroid style make you earn everything.
Well-
It's like, and that for me makes me think that it's just opened up a nice scope for
Yeah.
come chapter 4, 5, 6 you're going to get these amazing new weapons. They don't piss around in it.
A new aspect of the story, of the narrative, is that Isaac's gone a bit mental after the events of Dead Space 1, as would anybody. So now you've got
blame
the psychological terror element of it, and that's pretty interesting, and it's going to be used well, I can be sure. However, if it ends with, and it was all a dream, I am going to scream so frigging loud.
I think they're going to be smarter than that. I hope so. I haven't played Dead Space 1. I'm very excited for Dead Space 2, but as you guys know, and I will gladly reveal, I get scared very
You're a
easily.
big
Anything.
pussy.
Hey, whoa, that's going to be cut out.
Mike's not alone. I
Yeah, you
only
still play
played. I borrowed someone's Dead Space. Of what?
You're still laughing at the outburst.
Oh right. I borrowed Dead Space 1 from a friend, from a colleague and friend. His name's Jamal. But
Surname, date of birth.
Dress, shoe size.
Jamal Ibrahim. But I borrowed Dead Space 1 off him on PS3 because I was informed that if you have a Dead Space 1 save file, you get to use the original plasma cutter in 2. So I played Dead Space 1 for the first time alone. I had never played it alone. So I have played through Dead Space 1. Would I have played it by myself? I don't know. When I first started Dead Space 1, it was a new level of terror, and it took me a while to adjust. It's scary stuff.
I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Seems to me like horror games these days just sort of jumpy. Do you know what I mean? They're just
Yeah.
things that you to make you jump.
Yeah,
Whereas
it's
like
Dead Space has an atmosphere about it that
It does have a good
not
atmosphere,
only
actually,
there are
yeah.
the jumps, but the jumps are only that effective because bloody hell, you're scared all the time where there's nothing going on. I mean, from what I've seen of it,
but then like Silent Hill 1 and 2, genuinely scary.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, the atmosphere in them
psychologically.
is unmatched.
Yeah.
In games.
Now, again, going back to a film-game comparison, I think a film that just makes you jump cheaply is a bit too easy and not so great. However,
I agree.
when that's done in a game, it's more effective from the get-go because you're that character.
You're immersed, yeah.
You're not just watching a character that you don't care about on screen getting their head cut off, which
Yeah.
we've all seen 1,000 times, and gets better, and I get an erection.
Yeah. Well,
But the point is, you're in a game. It's happening to you. So
Yeah, it's
something
more
that's
immersive,
startling,
obviously, yeah.
and I think Dead Space, where you can easily label it as a startler.
Still does it.
It does it so well that you forget that it's not so easy to do it that well, because the atmosphere is amazing. The use of music and sound is incredible. The rising strings, the fact that you hear whisperings in your ear and questionable noises, you don't know what's going on.
Easily the scariest lift rides I've ever been involved in. Because,
You
like I say,
never
a
enlisted
crescendo
me.
until that lift opens,
Yeah.
and there's usually nothing there, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're
Nothing there.
empowering.
Dead wife.
Dead wife will be there.
It's surely it is the game that is carrying an entire genre on its shoulders. I mean, there's nothing else out there that really
I
deals with
think
survival horror.
Amnesia.
That is you play the game
like scary games.
unarmed, aren't you?
Is that
Yeah.
the genre?
Survival
you're referring
horror, yeah. I mean, but in the mainstream, there's nothing
Oh,
for
yeah, there's no,
anyone.
well,
This
only
is
the
it.
only other ones are Silent Hill, Resident Evil in the mainstream.
But they've lost
and they've sort of
Yeah.
well, Silent Hill, maybe
To an extent.
it's got a chance, but Resident Evil's given
Yeah.
up.
Will this
to? The original
restore-
team have left Silent Hill, haven't they? So
Yeah.
that's sort of gone.
Resident Evil 5 unfortunately
Bit awry.
became too actiony based,
Oh, yeah.
whereas I thought Resident Evil 4 had a great balance of survival horror and action.
But then, is there any actual survival horror to like the definition of it in the Dead Space 2? Do you run out of ammo regularly? Or
Depends what
any of
difficulty
that?
you're playing on. I've started Dead Space 2 on the difficulty above normal. I forget the name of it.
Hard.
Survivalist. I don't know.
It's and ammo because of how much Dead Space 1 I'd played, I thought, let's crank it up a bit. It increases the fear because it's harder, and yeah, ammo and health packs are scarce.
Okay.
So you got to be very, very conservative.
We can't,
very conservative.
Can't fail to mention hardcore mode.
Yes.
Anyone?
I got that in the notes next to Isaac becoming a shepherd in space. Hardcore mode, Mike. Do you want to?
Yeah, for anyone who's interested in punishing themselves, the game is cranked up to the high difficulty as you'd expect. Hardcore mode in Dead Space 2, you can only save the game 3 times. That's the only amount of times you get to save. There are no checkpoints. When you die, you go back to your last save point. If you haven't saved, you go right back to the start.
Okay.
And you can only save at 3 points in the game. That is the kind of play I don't even want to try. I'm impressed it's there because people will complete it and they're heroes.
If you stop playing,
You can save.
where do you
be back at your save? Yeah,
So
The
you
latest
can't.
save.
So you have to do it in 3 sections.
pretty
still.
much. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
still
That's the only thing. Unfortunately, it's a great idea, and it's a new idea, although it's similar to a kind of
Limbo had a good
Majora's Mask sort of irritating save system, but that was, I'm sure, just in there just to be irritating.
Yeah.
Well, there's that sort of thing. Resident Evil, where if you did it in under a certain amount of saves, you get new weapons and stuff. But yeah, this doesn't enforce it on you.
No,
like
this
this.
is
It's
just
pretty cool.
hello. Can you do it?
It stops people who cautionarily, is that a word?
Yeah.
Save
Cautiously.
at every opportunity. Do you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
save, they'll go and pick up some ammo, and then they'll go back to that save point and save again.
very much
But
understand.
unfortunately, what if you're playing hardcore mode and something comes up and you need to save it? It's like the no pause feature in Demon's Souls. It's a kind of must, you know.
Yeah. But it's there for those people who haven't got much
Can you pause?
else to do.
You can pause it.
You mean people who
Deal
are
with
hardcore?
whatever it is that's
People who are
arose.
hardcore.
If you're confused about which platform to get it on PlayStation 3 because the limited edition comes with Dead Space Extraction bundled in, which is an entire Wii game HDified for free that has move support. Dead Space 2. Go and buy it now.
Rated PG-13.
Here's Steve Edwards with Patch 22.
Patch 22. I like it.
Hit us with the batches.
Well, the patch notes that I have for you
Oh God. Is that written down as well?
are for a game called Ship Simulator Extreme. a game which simulates manoeuvring various ships in different environments.
Extreme.
Extreme.
What kind of different
Is
environments?
that weather conditions?
Well, different
Is
environments.
that why it's called Extreme?
Like desert,
Or are the Hardy Boys involved
There's like
at all?
tornadoes and stuff.
desert, jungle.
It's just all kind of water based, so no deserts.
Okay, so it's just swap one environment.
Yeah,
Or-
the
or
main
jungles.
environments are like icy waters, I think, and like tropical waters. Right.
PC, right?
Yeah, PC.
Of
This
course.
is
Available
patch
on Steam?
1.3. You can get it on Steam. You can get it on Direct to Drive.
Lovely.
Got
his research.
Patch 1.3. There's a lot of updates because obviously
Oh,
games
yeah.
like this. But this is I've picked out a few for you. There's a new feature. They've added navigation lights on the buoys
About time.
in the game.
Buoys.
Yeah, they've fixed an issue where mission save games corrupted the ship controls. I'll go over
That's
that
going to
problem.
screw you up.
That was annoying. I'm glad they got rid of that. They've added bollards to free roaming in all environments.
What?
Just keep you contained a
To
bit.
me,
Make
that
it
seems
free.
less free roaming.
Yeah.
If anything.
Better than Invisible Wall, though.
Yeah.
They'll turn around for you at the end though. The rowboat is now deployable on the Red Eagle.
Thank Christ.
Wow.
And that's your lot.
That sounds like something a Soviet spy would say in the
Yeah.
park to an informant.
And that's this week's patch note news.
Jamie, your patch note news weren't a patch on Steve's patch note news.
Yeah.
Ever heard the saying, it doesn't matter what information you're talking about, it matters how you talk about that information that you want to talk about?
I've not heard it said like that now.
Steve just taught you a thing or two.
Skibidi-da-boop.
There hasn't been a scat for a while. actually.
That's a
With great reason.
good.
No one came to me and said, I love that scatting.
I was really upset that nobody even commented. I think when I mentioned, they were like, "Oh God, that happened, didn't it?"
Yeah.
No one got it, did they?
They
I mean,
didn't.
that's what. No one realised.
Yeah.
the-
Yeah, right, no one got the genius.
It was idiots.
Yeah, that's it. That's the problem. No one quite appreciated.
So the biggest second-hand news we have for you is, of course, the unveiling. Well, we already knew about the 3DS. The unveiling. Well, we already knew about the PSP2 as well. But basically, the unveiling of the 3DS and Sony's PSP2:NGP, which stands for Next Generation Portable.
It's the new console war, everyone. It's happening again. It's starting over. A new cycle.
It's
Here we
the
go.
new console war,
Pick your corners.
which will be happening in the palm of your hands, on the go. Although,
Not the palm of your hands, though, Steve.
Yeah.
When's the Xbox one coming?
Microsoft handheld.
is that the one you're going to get?
Windows
Well,
Phone
it's
7.
funny, they've got
I
to jump
think.
in, haven't they?
Windows Phone 7.
Oh,
Jump on a
God, why do they?
Jump on a boat.
Chris literally just
Well,
shook
why-
his hands.
Well, why do they go? Oh, Windows on your phone now? As if that's a good thing. God,
Right, it is. Pick your corner. NGP or 3DS.
You can't do that to me. I'm not ready.
Now, spot
now,
right
it's
now.
corner.
No,
corner.
not now, man. We have to list it all.
If I want to really
We
quick,
need
just
to
before we
move
start,
around.
corner. You might change by the end. Corner it.
I don't know. I don't need to pick one. I'm getting both. I'm made of money.
Corner.
I'm gonna get both, but I'm gonna stick my flag firmly in NGP.
Nice.
Corner.
Well, corner.
NGP. I will. I can't pick the Game Boy Micro, can I? As my corner.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I'll have that then.
Yeah, third corner. NGP for me.
I've
Turn me right around.
had hands-on experience with the 3DS,
Eyes-on experience.
and now that I've seen that everyone's siding with Sony, I'll
Do it.
I'll play devil's advocate and I'll
Yeah.
side with the 3DS.
You idiots.
Well,
Siding with Zelda there, really.
Oh, wow, I love that. I'm 3DS.
okay, so here are some of the things that we've learnt about the 3DS over the past couple of weeks. What's amazing is that automatic friend code syncs. You play with someone,
Thank Christ.
you can sync. It's like a gamer tag. So you don't have to. Also, games don't have individual friend codes. Thank the Lord.
they
One of the
still
most
have
infuriating things.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yes, but now they work more like gamer tags. So if you're playing with someone in the
console
local
friend code.
vicinity,
Just go bing.
it'll be an automatic exchange.
But you don't put a name in or anything.
It'll come up if you're playing someone. It'll undoubtedly say, "Steve, here's my number."
That's my number.
Here's my number. Call
So
me.
why even have numbers at all? That's what I'm
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. Like,
Because
why-
it sounds like they want to cling to it now, like PSN ID, gamer tag, friend code.
Yeah, it's our same.
still a good idea. Honestly.
Yeah,
I
come
mean,
on.
to
If we
be
use it
fair-
enough, we'll bludgeon it into you.
I have got all my Wii achievements I want to keep
Yeah.
on.
Still no, and Nintendo have said stubbornly that we cannot expect trophies or achievements
That's
anytime
fine.
soon.
I mean, that's
Are we getting
fine.
trophies for the Sony one?
It's not
This is-
fine.
It's fine. I mean, I'm someone who loves my trophies and my achievements, but essentially playing a handheld game is just that. And well, this is my dilemma right now, epitomised by this. I pre-ordered the 3DS 3 days before
yeah.
it was announced.
You can cancel that. Though.
I'm not going to cancel it, but I was so
Okay.
excited for the 3DS because I was thinking whatever the PSP2 is going to do, it's going to be powerful but not interesting.
Sony have really.
They've pulled it all out of the bag.
It's
I
a
mean, without
boom.
they've boomed it without having
That
the
extra
3DS
analog
gimmick.
stick, they pulled that straight out of the bag.
But
Stuck
when you
it on there.
yeah,
So it's
when you
analog sticks?
it does yeah when
Are
you
they proper ones? Are these little
they're
nubbins
good ones yeah.
proper
When
ones?
you realise that they are just going for what Sony does best, which is just putting a lot of power into a machine, and then you realise that you can take anywhere with you. And with it's still not officially confirmed, but looking at it, there's going to be a complete synchronicity between PS3 and PSP, and that may be trophies, which may not excite everyone, but that does mean it's going to be taking your games. Cloud save games are coming as well to the PS3.
I thought trophies had been confirmed for the NGP.
Confirmed in the sense they were in all the promotional videos. You saw little trophies thing.
It's gonna happen,
and-
man.
Yeah. The other announcement that ties into this is that with the next coming update, PS3 is going to have cloud save files as well. So potentially a PSP, PS3, I say PSP, NGP, PSP2, PS3 game could be linked.
God, so many acronyms.
I know, and taken out wherever you go. Cloud saves, download it. You're off and away. That is another kind of future. I'm still really excited for 3DS because they've got some great games coming on, but
Cool.
the PSP2's done great to actually catch as much excitement.
I thought the big announcement they made with it was PlayStation Suite.
Yeah, they're mimicking the 3DS type things that they announced.
Yeah.
Nier and PlayStation Suite. Nier is
So this isn't like an extra room in PlayStation Home then?
No, it's not. No, it's
which I would love.
like basically PlayStation 1 Virtual Console.
Wow.
But it works on Android phones, which is if you've not got an iPhone, you've got an Android.
Yeah.
In the smartphone, in the world of smartphones. Let me
Oh
clarify.
yeah, so let's clarify. Yeah, if you have
Yeah.
a smartphone, Steve, not a dumb
So,
phone.
Dumb phone. A
Yeah, and
telephone, I like to call it.
Functional.
And PlayStation Near is like the 3DS's ability to see other portables nearby, and it has that connectivity when you walk by someone, and it'll.
Is that in
interact.
3G? If you've got 3G.
And you've got a 3G connection as well. I think maybe we should run down some specs on the two consoles. Let's get some info. Well, most importantly, the PSP is the PSP.
They're both really small. One of them's quite a lot smaller than the other. I
The
reckon.
PSP2, it looks like a very large handheld console. It has 2 thumbsticks, proper joysticks.
How
for
large
playing.
is large? Game Gear large?
Thumb size.
It looks
It's
pretty
not
big.
Game Gear large.
No,
it's
it's
not
not
Atari
Game
Lynx
Gear
large.
It looks like a
Shame.
big old console, which is a barrier for portability. But you'll be able to buy a 3G version, a non-3G version, and
Is that true?
Is it going to work as a phone?
No, 3G is an internet
For
connection.
gaming.
It's not for you. Are you being perfectly stupid?
Huh? I just assumed.
Yeah,
3G.
you just be a nutter.
We
No price confirmed.
the thing we should have kicked off all of the NGP discussion with is this: it's pretty much as powerful as a PS3.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
claim.
They claim, well, I don't know if it actually is.
No,
as
well, it
powerful
can't
as
be,
a
but it's
PS3,
scale.
Someone definitely said it's not as powerful.
Yeah.
Like they had to
I-
kind of say
Kaz,
that
get
it's
on.
very powerful, but it's not as powerful.
I think the point is they can get the games looking
Absolutely,
much of
yeah.
a like in a
Yeah,
small
well, tiny
screen.
screen.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
sto-
that's great.
Yeah.
The games are stored on little flash type cards rather than
Yeah.
UMDs or just digital only. And the battery life, what's that going to be like?
We have no idea. They have promised something similar to PSP.
What's
so
3DS
5 to
is
6
better?
hours. The
heard
estimate,
shorts.
yeah, the estimates we've heard: 3DSs with the 3D on full. The estimate, Nintendo themselves game is less than PlayStation's estimate.
3 to
So
5 hours.
3 to 5 hours versus 6 to 8 for the PSP 2.
Yeah.
So take from that what you will. We have no idea. No one does. But I think for me, why I'm siding with the NGP, I never thought they could be as exciting as a 3DS, and somehow they managed to be.
Something else to big up the 3DS side of the argument. Me Maker.
Yeah, that looks great.
Take a picture of yourself,
Yeah.
and the 3DS will create a me based on that picture.
Yeah, 3D camera on there.
So, you know, there goes all those hours whiled away in Me Creator. Thank
know.
God.
Jesus, that was a long time. Yeah, they're both going to have front and backwards facing cameras.
Yes, they
which
both.
is the new biggie.
They both do that. The 3DS has those cameras that can create a 3D picture.
Yep.
Which is
PSP
very,
does
very
not.
cool.
Pretty cool.
No,
Yeah.
it's you know, obviously, having had hands-on experience, I'm not bigging myself up, you bastards, because I've had hands-on experience. What I can say is that thank God for the 3D slider,
Yeah.
because if it was just on or off, 3D hurts your eyes after a little
Yeah.
while, and so much so that I walked away from it after the first time, having felt like I'd stared at a magic eye picture for too long. The muscles in my eyes felt weird because you have to go semi-cross-eyed.
It's going to look hilarious on the bus.
Yeah, I think we all.
So what I was finding myself doing is having the slider set just over a third, so you're getting a bit of the effect, but not too much.
Yeah, which is a bit sad.
It is a bit sad, but I think it's
Have it follow home,
3D is just a gimmick, and it is going to sell loads. But everyone's going to go, hey, to their friend, hey, check out this 3D, and they'll go, oh, that's
Oh, I
cool.
want it.
Then it will go off, and you'll just play a more powerful DS,
But-
which would sell anyway.
Yeah.
That makes me think then that, like, yeah, people will see that 3D screen, but that's then, if it is annoying and doesn't really work very well,
Hurt.
it's not going to be anywhere near as impressive as when people see the little PlayStation one and they're
That
just
is
like,
true.
wait a minute, this is just
Yeah.
picture per. It's not. It's going to win in that
Should
argument
we-
instantly.
When they see them through the windows of their rich friends' houses, how much is the NGP going to
my
cost?
days.
That brings us over to the next issue. How much is it going to cost?
Pricing, yeah.
It's less than £300.
I think it'll be competitive with the.
Yeah.
It has to be.
And-
This is already really expensive.
Well,
so
they
it's
make
gonna be
mistakes
I think
all the
3DS
time,
have
though.
shot themselves in the foot a little bit because it's too expensive for kids. An adult's not going to buy, a parent's not going to buy £230 console for their kid. I know, necessarily a
Yeah,
handheld.
yeah.
but then it's sort of
Doesn't feel power. It doesn't
the
feel
adults are
like-
going to be playing like I don't know, like little games on their iPhones or whatever.
Yeah, it's. I think this
Little
is.
pound games.
I was kind of furious when we learned that the 3DS will be selling for 230 GBP in this country, whereas the Americans are getting it before tax, but still the equivalent of £160.
Yeah.
I would import, but Nintendo have region locked the 3DS, and not just in terms of I've got a Japanese 3DS, I'll take it to England and I can't use the Wi-Fi. The games are region locked, so for the first time you can't pick up a game in an airport in another country, say, which is something that is great about handheld gaming,
It's kind of
picking up games while you're on the move.
essential.
So that is a shame, and Nintendo have said that we don't want our consumers to be disappointed when they get back home and they can't use a feature of the game. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Nintendo have had a thing against importing games for ages now. As the owner of a Japanese N64, Nintendo stopped allowing Computer Exchange to sell Japanese and American games. And they took ages to have games available for rent in Blockbuster. They're so worried about piracy. It leads them to make those kind of moves. So unfortunately, they've now brought it to the handheld, which is a bit of a blow.
But this is the question though? So we may seem to have a slight slant towards the impressiveness of the NGP. Is it going to be the same thing we've seen three times now? DS versus PSP, Wii versus high def consoles. Is no matter what happens, they're just going to sell through the roof, and no matter how great it looks in the tech in the PSP2, it's not going to perform, and people in 3 years are going to deem it a failure.
Well, you would have thought.
That's probably going to happen. 3D is going to capture the imagination.
You would have thought that
masses.
Sony would have learnt from the mistakes they made with the PlayStation Portable, because it's not a failure, but it hasn't been a massive success. But then they released the PSP Go, which was poorly executed. So it kind of depends. Yeah, well, I got one later on in the day with 10 free retail games. It was a really good bargain, £100. Thanks, I'll buy another one if you came along. And yes, please, 4. Here's another little tidbit. EA haven't announced any games for the PSP 2 slash NGP.
They made a statement, though, saying that they shouldn't read anything into that.
Have they
saying
announced
that we don't want all our games to get parried?
Yeah. The games coming out on both consoles, naturally, that's going to be a huge decision maker.
The Resident Evil games look phenomenal on the 3DS. It's going to be it's really exciting because it's going to be a close race. At the moment, you could probably put your money on Nintendo just because of their handheld market experience.
Yeah, and the fact that people will just upgrade. They'll just upgrade DS to 3DS. It's a simple move.
I think people will always buy a 3DS just purely because of Nintendo and their games. Like gamers, will buy it for Zelda, Mario.
Speaking of Zelda, we don't know. We haven't got the exact launch lineup for the UK, but Zelda: Ocarina of Time is not one of them.
The launch lineup is pretty weak.
It is surprisingly,
No Kid Icarus.
No.
When the most exciting thing is Nintendogs and Cats or Professor Layton,
that's
then
how the
you
DS
know.
is that it, really? Pretty much.
It's a shame.
Market, haven't they?
To round off this handheld talk, Nintendo and Sony are both taking it to extremes with performance, features, no doubt cost, when gaming on smartphones has completely changed up the handheld gaming industry.
Just digital distribution in general.
Yeah.
Prices coming down.
A lot of people have got iPhones or Androids, and you can get Angry Birds for 99 cents, 59p. Compare that to the amount of money you're going to have to spend on a 3DS or an NGP with a game. You're not always going to have it on you. The strong argument is you've always got your phone, you whip it out for a quick game of Peggle. How's that going to affect 3DS sales?
Yeah.
How's it going to affect NGP sales? How's it going to affect that handheld gaming?
This is the last-ditch effort to bring proper consoles in compared. Cause, I mean, as much as I'm excited for these two consoles, I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure I won't play them. My iPhone is perfect for the handheld, the moments where I just need to have a little game.
That's always the thing.
Getting excited about.
That's always the thing.
Initial.
You've never got your handheld consoles with you, but you always got your phone with you. I'll tell you when I play on my handheld consoles these days, when I go on holiday, which isn't that often anymore.
I think it's just good to see them going all guns blazing on this, both Nintendo and Sony. They're not taking it lying down, although they're probably going to have to, because...
If I was Sony, I would have bowed out of the handheld market a while ago.
I don't know, it's 60 million sold.
Yeah, I suppose.
This is all they could have done, and I think it's pretty great. If this doesn't work, nothing will.
Thanks very much for listening, Ready Game Fire episode 5. Thanks very much for making our launch last year a success, and for continuing to listen as well. Please follow us on Twitter. We're Ready Game Fire. Please like our Facebook page. Ready Game Fire. Search for it. Ready Game Fire. And also email us with your questions, your thoughts and your opinions about us and games and stuff, what we talk about. ReadyGameFire@gmail.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes. We're on iTunes, so you don't even need to bother checking when the new episodes are coming, which would be frustrating if you check like every fortnightly because of the fact that... Yeah. But yeah, subscribe to us on iTunes. You get the new one straight to your hard drive. Rate and review us. Please rate and review us. We need to get up in the iTunes What's Hot and What's Not chart. They got that, don't they?
Yeah.
They've got new and exciting, and we want to be new. We are new and exciting. So yeah, make us get us on there. It's Jamie Rathbone's 22nd birthday in a couple of days. So happy birthday to Jamie. And no worries, mate. As a present to him, tell your friends about the podcast. Now, do it now. Goodbye from me, Chris. Goodbye. Goodbye from birthday boy Jamie.
Bye.
Goodbye from Steve.
Bye.
And goodbye from Mike.
I'm out of here.
Can we hurry up? Sorry, my bowels are moving drastically. I need to get out of
That's
it.
unlike you, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty standard.
I've just gone right here.
Goodbye from all of us. Ready to get fired.